Hey guys, this is James. We're going to go over today's workout. We're going to try to add in a couple little wrinkles to continue to make it challenging for you guys who are at home and try to add a little variety as much as we can as well. So to get rolling, we're going to start off with lateral lunges. We're going to add a band to that to increase the resistance if you need to. I think a lot of you have a band at your disposal, so we can use that as a little bit of resistance or a weight. So we'll go over that. And then we're going to go over overhead pressing. You can either use a band for overhead press, or we can use kettlebells or weights for that as well. Once we get those knocked out, we're going to go over the chop variation with dumbbells, kettlebells, gallon jug, whatever you need to for that. So we'll hit those three, we'll take a little pause, okay, and then we'll hit the next three, but let's go ahead and go over them. So, lateral lunges, okay, if you need support, feel free to hold on to something as you sit with your support there, okay? So use an object to help you stay upright. If you don't need that object, get a nice stance, okay? Plant that big toe into the ground and work on sitting as far as you feel comfortable. The hands out in front will help you stay a little more balanced so you're not feeling like you're falling forward or shifting in your heels, okay? If you want to add that, we have some band, okay? So if you use a band, okay, around your hips, okay? If you go with the band pulling you this way, you actually make it a little bit easier because it's going to help you come back up, okay? So if you want to make the band harder, you can stretch it out, and then you go to the band. So the band's pulling you, so you have to push harder to get up with the band there. So band is pulling me this way, I have to resist and fight back up, and you just stretch the band out as needed. So again, if you're going what seems like backwards, you'll notice it when you put it on, but if you're going this way, the band's going to help pull you back up. If you're going this way, the band's going to make it harder to get up out of the lunge, okay? So that's a little band assistance, okay? If you want to use a kettlebell, okay, dumbbell, I like going hand to opposite foot as you come down, touch, come back across, okay? Make sure you finish through the glutes at the top. I think it feels a little nicer on the hips when you go that way, okay? So we're gonna hit those, shoot for 8 to 10 on each leg, okay? If they're challenging, you can step it back to 6, okay? Plus or minus 2 on these to make them a little harder or make them a little easier, okay? So overhead press, okay? So taking your weight, okay? Get a nice comfortable stance, okay? So stability, okay, if you have a light enough weight and you feel comfortable with it, you can. If you don't have a lot of variety of weight, I'll show you a band after, but you're just gonna be pressing, working on staying square through the shoulders. If you find you lean or arch, take a stance and a half kneel, press from there, okay? If you don't like kind of that angle, okay, I like using okay, the band, okay? You can even hook it up behind you a little bit so that the band is actually pressing out at an angle. So you don't have to go full overhead, but you're still pushing up, okay? Or you can put it under your knee and press straight overhead with the band as well, okay? So overhead presses, 6 or 8 of those, okay? Stay square. Half kneeling chops, okay? So setting up, really focus on the glute squeeze. Weight goes down to the chest, to the cupboard. So you wanna reach like you're putting it up. Don't lean backwards when you do that. If you lean back, it's too heavy, okay? Stop here. Imagine you're picking it up. Press, okay? Sternum follows the weight. So weight to sternum, sternum to weight, and then the sternum turns when you put that up, okay? So hit 5 or 6 of those per side, switch the knees, chop the other direction, okay? And then hit pause, work through those for 3 or 4 rounds, come right back and we'll start the next section. So once you got those, okay, single leg glute bridges, okay? So if you need a little assistance with glute bridges, you can start with 2 legs up or 2 legs on the floor. Okay, so you're hitting glute bridge, get a good squeeze. Okay. As you move into singles, okay, I want you to bring one knee to your chest. Okay, so knee comes in, push with your butt. Okay, if you feel like you're not getting off the floor very high, okay, use a little elevation. Okay, still knee to chest. Should be feeling that glute in there, okay? If you want to make that a little challenging, back comes up, okay? Knee comes up, bridge. And use couch, use a chair, get those glute bridges going, okay? 1 leg at a time. We're gonna hit band rows after that, okay? So you can stagger your stance, okay? I like to actually pull with the arm and the leg that are together, okay? So you're pulling, if you angle it down, you get a little bit more core action. So pull through the band. Okay? If you want to make that a little more challenging, lower your center of gravity. Okay, 8 to 10, you can jump that up to 15 if you need to make it a little harder. Okay, then we're gonna get some abs with the band. So take your band on your back, okay? So you're gonna pull over, okay? You can hang out and breathe here. Make sure you're feeling ribs come down, core is on, and then you can work a leg out, bring it back, keep it. Keep that foot as close to your butt as you need to, okay, to make sure your back stays flat. The farther you reach it out, the more likely you are going to be like this on the floor. Okay, back needs to be on the floor. Tap the heel down, bring it back, okay? Make sure you can breathe, 5 or 6 per leg. Hit pause, hit those guys for 15 minutes, 3 or 4 rounds. You know, do what you need to do there. And then we're gonna come back in just a second. So once you bring it back, okay, we're gonna go over finisher, okay? We're gonna do a little bit of crawling, okay? So crawling can challenge core, shoulders, thighs, legs, pretty much everything you can imagine, okay? If you have any wrist problems with this, try to keep your hands a little more extended out in front of your shoulders. I'll show you in a second. So what I mean by that is when you set up in a crawling position, okay, don't get your hands underneath you too much. Okay? Hands are gonna go a little more out, okay? So knees are gonna come up, okay? You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can go left as well. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I would suggest taking 4 forward, 4 backward, 4 left, 4 right. Try to do that 4 or 5 times before you stop and take a break. Okay, breathe, chill out, walk it off, do it again. See if you can get 3, 4, 5 sets of those. Okay, challenge your abs, your thighs, your core, your brain, your coordination, even on that one. And but it's not